leaving me a comment. I can't always see the likes while I'm live, but if you can see me, leave me a comment. And I'm on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook right now, live on Restream. Pretty cool, huh? I'm really digging this live stream video technology. I have been doing lives consistently 4 to 8 times a week since October of last year. So I love the ability to connect with audiences over live video. Today, I want to talk to you about a topic that is really near and dear to my heart. And I think a lot of HR professionals and recruiting professionals are struggling right now because we're in COVID times. We are not traveling. We're not attending conferences. We are away from peers and colleagues when normally we might meet them for happy hour. Now we're doing Zoom calls or connections. I want to talk about technology selection. The world has changed a lot in the last 6 months, right? I mean, we're all at home. We're all wearing masks. I have my mask here with me. And I'm not going to live music. I'm not going to bars. I'm not traveling to conferences. And now my daughter is schooling from home. Chances are you, as well as your employees and family members, are experiencing the same thing. So the world is now really focused on digitizing communication and productivity. It's very different than how we started the year in 2020. In some ways, I'm really happy about it because it has forced us to get on this digital bandwagon and to really think about how technologies can help us with in communication, engagement, and relationships online, and especially in the workplace. At the beginning of 2020, we didn't know this was going to happen, right? And so our HR technologies and platforms that we had in place for 2020 into 2021 seemed good. You know what? Benefits communication. It's always been the same way. Oh yes, we have a paper onboarding program. That's no big deal. Employees just come to the office. Now things are all done online. Employees are onboarding via Zoom. We are not meeting our employees in person at all. They're all done. All these things are happening online. When we think about realistically, not just the rest of 2020, but 2021 into 2022, the reality is that this world we're living in is going to continue. Until there is a vaccine and people are inoculated all over the world, we are still going to be limited in our mobility and certainly forced, outside of essential workers, to work from home. It's not a reality that I think you and I want to hear about because I miss my people, I miss my friends, I miss my team. I miss my daughter leaving, and I miss being able to go out and go to a movie with my partner. Your employees are feeling the same way, which is why employee engagement and communication and just our workplace processes need to be together. They need to be dialed in and working together online. What I want you to do is really, really think about not necessarily buying more tech, but thinking about ways to enhance your current offering or to make changes with existing and trying new things. We all had to go on to video technology. We all had to stream. We all had to get comfortable with looking at ourselves while we're filming and talking into a webcam. It's just part of the way it is. We had to get comfortable with dog and children interruptions in the middle of an important business or board meeting. This is the world that we live in now, and it's going to be the world that we're living in the foreseeable future. And I think now is the time for us really to invest in our HR technology products and services that are really focused on leveraging and enhancing this new digital way of living. The reality is that most of our employees are not going to want to come back to work. And I'm hearing from our community that that is the case. Employees are wanting to stay at home. They are not wanting to go back. And I think that as HR leaders and workplace leaders, we're going to be dealing with that a lot. Yes, it's a challenge. Maybe some of us feel, or our bosses feel, or leaders feel like we need to go back to the way things were. But for many of us, we open ourselves up to a wider talent pool And we get so much more flexibility. For example, who cares if your employee wants to go work in Jamaica for 3 weeks out of the month? As long as they can do their job, they show up to conference calls, and they get the things done that they need to do, who cares where they're working or how they're working? That is, for a growing percentage of your workplace, what they're going to be wanting and needing. Our HR technology needs to reflect those changes. So it's time for you to sit down and think about how to enhance and make your technology more digitized, more streamlined, and just easily accessible. We can do that by certainly sitting down and prioritizing the wants and needs of our employees. Talking to the current workforce, what are your biggest challenges in terms of communication? We can do this through surveys. We can do this through focus groups. We can do this by looking at benchmarks and data to understand what are the trends in the restaurant industry or the manufacturing industry. What are best practices that are happening in companies and businesses that are similar and like ours? What I'm encouraging HR professionals to do right now, because now is the time to start planning for your 2021 budget. I know it's hard. It doesn't feel like it is September, but it is. We need to start sitting down and evaluating, talking to our people, and then looking at where the biggest needs are. Reimagining our workplace, not just for 2020, but 2021, 2022, and beyond. Now is the time. This realization came to me earlier this year in May. I held the virtual HR summit. We had over 600 HR professionals join in to this 2-day summit. It was awesome. It was a lot of personal and professional development, and it was awesome. And I had such a great time, and I heard from so many great HR leaders about all the good things that they got out of our virtual conference. What came out of the virtual conference was what I wanted to talk to you about today. It was the need to look at new technologies, products, and services because the world has shifted. The way we do business is changing. The way we're working and engaging each other is changing. If you are a parent of a young child and a school-age child or multiple children, you really don't want your kids to go to in-person school. I mean, you do, but you don't want them. And it's going to be hard to make a living and to do good work when you're worried about how your kids are feeling and doing and the risk that's associated with them being back into the regular school environment. Every area is different. Every location and geography is different and will continue to be. For example, in Austin, Texas, we are in shelter in place until December 15th. December 15th. Limited openings of restaurants, no bars, no music, no nothing. Like, we can't go anywhere. Things are closed. I can go get my hair cut, but it is really strict and it has to be safe. This is the reality of not just people in Austin, but many other places. They don't want their kids to go to school, and employees want to be able to work remote. I think that now is the time to think about that tech. And so out of the virtual HR summit, HR pros said, hey, I don't know what's going to happen, but I need to find a place to be able to go to learn about this new technology. Where can I go to learn more? Where can I go to find out what's new, what's interesting? What do you recommend, Jessica, for a variety of different categories? So that's why I put together the virtual HR Expo. October 5th through 9th, online, we are going to be demoing 35 different products and services, technologies and companies over the course of 5 days. 5 different days, 7 companies a day, and in different product or service categories. We have categories like talent management, talent attraction. We have a services category. I have a wellness benefits and compensation category, and a culture and employee engagement category. We are going to be spotlighting and highlighting 7 companies from each of these categories and showcasing them to you in HR. I would love you and your team to come and see what's available. The expo hall is not available. Conferences are canceled. We can't go anywhere to see what's new without having to commit to a series of constant sales calls and email addresses from salespeople, right? So this is going to allow you to be able to have access to these live demos, live Q&A without the pressure. And you can do that for a nominal fee. The event is called Virtual HR Expo. It's October 5th through 9th. And you can register at $29 by going to virtualhrexpo.com. What I would like you to do between now and the Virtual HR Expo is really sit down and talk to your people, talk to leadership, talk to your people, have a survey, do a focus group, and identify what your employees want most. Is it better company communication? Is it a more seamless onboarding process? Do you need to look at ways to improve maybe employee benefits packages or wellness options, since we're all working from home, telework, and our cafeterias and free dry cleaning services are closed? If so, the Virtual HR Expo can help get you access to those kind of technology companies. This event is really for companies that are 200 to 20,000 employees. This is an underserved market. You're a small team. The world is changing. You have priorities and a focus elsewhere. Tech and the offerings and services that are available to you, new and different, should be a priority, but it's a challenge when we're dealing with temperature checks, changes in policy, FFCRA changes and extensions, Department of Labor adjustments. Let me take one thing off your plate for you. And that can happen with the Virtual HR Expo. It's designed to help you connect with 35 different companies in the HR and recruiting space, in the areas of culture and employee engagement, talent attraction, talent management, services, as well as benefits, wellness, and compensation. It's $29, October 5th through 9th, live, as well as on demand. So you can benefit from it even if you aren't yet ready to sit down and have serious conversations with the companies that are going to be featured. You can still dip your toe in the water in a kind of a passive, a little bit more casual, kind of like creeper kind of way to see what they do and how they do it and if it might be a fit for you. You know, the old days, which the olden days were last year, we would have our cocktail and we'd walk the expo floor. And we'd have a bunch of dudes scan our badges. And we'd grab some tchotchkes and chat it up for 5 or 10 minutes while we made our way around the expo floor. Unfortunately, for probably into 2021, most of that way of looking for our tech is gone. My goal is to connect you with the right companies at the right place at the right time without any of the BS or smoke and mirrors. These are all tech companies that I've vetted myself and are good, honest organizations and businesses and services who are here to help you. I'm not offering the event free because I feel like it's a disservice and it's focused on buyers. We're not here to see some fancy influencers or a best-selling author or a bunch of sessions. We're here to shop for the technology and get access to demos and resources and information quickly and effectively as possible, because we don't have a lot of time. We're busy, and we are trying to live our best life in the best way we know how to support our families, each other, and our families. So that's a little bit about the HR Tech Expo, or the Virtual HR Expo, sorry. Go to virtualhrexpo.com. I would love for you to be there. $29 to get access to it. If you're a technology or service provider in the space, you can also go to Virtual HR Expo and you can raise your hand. Hey, I'm interested. I'd like to be featured. I still have a few openings left and I would love to talk about how we can shine a spotlight on you. I am expecting 1,000 to 3,000 HR pros to be at this event. I want to put you and connect you with amazing tech companies and service providers in our space who are doing good work. It's the Wild West right out there right now. There are so many companies. There's so many emails floating around. There's so many, just all the things. Let me connect you with innovative, exciting, effective, and vetted HR technology and service companies so that you don't have to do the work. You have your top 35 in the different categories and areas to help you grow and expand your business or just survive. It's time to think about the world differently. The world has shifted. Your tech and services in HR needs to keep up. The Virtual HR Expo is October 5th through 9th for HR practitioners, businesses, recruiters, whoever. It's $29 for you and your team to sign up. You can sign up at Virtual HR Expo. For those service providers and vendors who are interested, hit me up also on that page too. I can't wait to showcase just some amazing companies like Skill Survey, Tauru, Marketplace Chaplains, MebeBot, Extend My Team, and others. Let me connect you to the right technologies and service providers. Let me just take one little thing off your plate so you can do that thing that you do. That is the exciting stuff that I have coming up and something that I'm really hopeful and happy about to help make it easier right now. We have got so many things going on. One thing, let's check one thing off the list. All right, hey, I see Simon and Delmar. Send me an email, jessica@workology.com, all right? I'll try to follow up with you here too, but send me an email, jessica@workology.com. For those of you who are interested, if you have questions and you're a practitioner, hit me up, jessica@workology.com as well. Send me a note here, send me a private message, DM, wherever. I'm on all the socials. I'm here to help you be successful in supporting your organization as a human resources and recruiting leader. Let's figure out how to get through this mess together. I'll see you guys soon.